Alright, so I can't film a lot in this video, mainly because it's 100 degrees out here and my cell phone would literally die. But what we're picking up from the ending of the last episode, the issue that I'm having here is this clutch line does not work with this slave cylinder. So what I'm going to do is pop this slave cylinder out, or the bracket to hold the slave cylinder in out, because it's really not holding it in at all. And I'm going to attempt to swap brackets and see if that fixes the problem for my issue. And I gotta cap this real quick because it's gonna bleed out everywhere. So stay focused. All right, so here's the clutch line that I got. This one actually works. Let me slide around so you can see down in here. It actually fits into the clutch line, or into the slave cylinder. The one I bought a while back, for some reason this one doesn't work, and I'm not sure why, but yeah, it doesn't work with that particular slave cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the rest of this, and I got to do a little bit of extra work all the way over to the master cylinder. So you all are going to get a little bit of extra work or viewership today. So stay focused. So in case you don't remember, I actually did a video a while back with replacing the line for the master cylinder, which required me to replace the clutch line as well of that master cylinder that I replaced on the inside of the car. You access that via behind this fuse box. You got to drop the fuse box and then you get access to it all the way back there. It's in a real tight spot, but I'm gonna try to be quick enough to and plug this in. Again, I can't really show you this due to the limitations of my single hands and it being 100 degrees outside, so I'll show you the after. So here it is, clutch line is in. That's why I was showing that last clip from the last episode. And it runs, if I can get in here, my gosh, it runs along the top of the transmission where it connects over here, connects right there onto that bracket right there, and it connects right there, and then all the way back here it connects. I'm missing a bracket because it's supposed to connect somewhere back here, but I'm missing that bracket, but that's okay. Oh yeah, that bracket's supposed to fit in that corner over there where I'm pointing at, but somehow another mine's missing. Probably something I did. But we are good to go. I'm gonna put this back on now, and this just folds up and snaps in on top of its brackets, just like so. And then I can reattach my shifter cables. And I'm gonna need 2 hands for that, so bear with me. All right, so here's where we are thus far. We've got everything almost back. I still gotta do something with these cables for, you know, not the ignition, but the throttle body cable and gas pedal. So I gotta get those situated on, you know, that bracket I used to have right here. But I'll get all that done. That's not the main focus of what I'm doing right now. Today's focus is to kind of give you a brief update. I didn't want to take you through everything that I've been doing over the last 2 videos. I don't want to bore anybody to death, but I feel that some of this stuff needs to be documented. So, you know, you can see that there's actually real work going on, even though I don't think anyone thinks that there's no work going on the channel. I mean, this channel is all about doing work yourself kind of thing. But no rambling here. What I've done, I put all the hoses back on. Radiator hose to the top, radiator hose to the bottom down there has been done. You got coolant hose to the reservoir done. You got hose to the power steering done, both of them. We got the brake booster hose in, got the crankcase pressure hose in, got on the intake, cold air intake, actual cold air intake with the pre-filter on it. Very important. All right, and past that, y'all saw in the last episode, got all this stuff torqued down and ready to go. This would be the transmission mount. For some people that asked me in the comment section, this is from FS Works. It is a poly mount meant to kind of keep the transmission and engine in place. There is one for this side. However, you need to have caution when doing this because you will get more vibration of the engine, and some people don't like that vibration. I, for one, don't like a lot of vibration in the engine, even though I've done some things on this build to add more vibration inside of the cabin. But it will keep your engine solidly in place, so when you're shifting, the car feels solid, and I kind of want that too. So there's a trade-off for all these things, which you'll do. All right, the last part from the last time I did this build, I believe I didn't have one of these. Let me zoom you in here. I believe I didn't have one of these clamped right, so I had leakage coming from this area, which dripped onto the bell housing and gave me the on the 2.3, it looked like the slave cylinder was leaking, but it was actually coolant coming from one of these hoses here in this area. It could only be that because nothing else here would draw coolant inside the transmission area. We've refitted the, I'm gonna try to get you down here. It's really hard to see once you've got things in, but there's the reverse switch for, well, the reverse gear or reverse sensor switch. There's a plug for that. Whatever this thing is, I don't know what the name is for it, but if you know, train us all down in the comment section and we'll thank you for that. We got the brake sensor plug in, all the fixings for the fuel rail and hose going to the fuel rail. We got the breather tube or intake manifold tube here going in from its spot over here. We are going to feel the power steering today and get that ready. And we're also going to feel the coolant when it arrives, and also the brake-in oil for the engine when it arrives. So this video is going to be shot over several days because all this stuff isn't here yet, but I want to continue to push this so that we can get to that fire up. I am kind of doing these last checks. Now it's on to getting the coolant and all the fluids in, and we'll be game to fire this thing up for the first time. So let's go ahead and do this part and get it ready, and I'll turn you back on. Stay focused. Why is that important? Because if you look here, look what that level is. And I filled this twice. So you want to lift it up off the ground a little bit so that you can spin this wheel back and forth as you saw. And this this helps you get the air out. You want to have this open so you can get the air out of your power steering fluid. Otherwise, this is going to whine all day long. Anyway, stay focused. right, so that looks good. Let's go check our fluid level. Let me take you out of the tripod here. All right, so our fluid level is still at max, and this is cold, so we are good to go on power steering fluid. All right, let's get in here. Make sure we have lights. We do. The car is coming alive. It's been a couple of months. The clutch pedal still feels a little mushy. I might have to do something with that. Let's see if I can turn it over.